Front line is Dirk, Barnes, and Powell. For the Timberwolves, Jeff Teague and Andrew Wiggins are the guards. Barely on that right now. 34 minutes played in Kobe's 20th season that Dirk has played this year. And obviously, Dirk,
first shot.
After you just scored 56, you'll take any break you could get if you're the team trying to stop him. There's Dirk on the board. Have an average of about 12.5 a game. Third fewest, Mavs the fewest.
Well, that makes him good. Nice to that left hand. That
Game winning streak from January 6th to the 14th.
it's a bad time to go up and down, though.
7 and 8 post All-Star, 3 losses. Bielitsa just lost it after a Mavs turnover. It is some weird basketball here in the first few minutes. 3 for 12.
Right.
Two teams combined, 4 for 22 so far. Close out by Powell. Bielitsa passed up the shot and a high percent.
And I don't know about you, Skim, but to me, the longer you miss, the more pressure there is to get the Dirk knocks down.
Teams, they're showing their heads not in the game for those games, but they rise to the challenge. Obviously, you're not going to be playing lower-level teams in the playoffs.
Fabulous drop. You don't lay an egg like that
Right.
if you have a veteran leader like that, in my opinion. Inside, Gibson. And a tip in by Towns.
Wiggins is starting to move into his prime as a player, but he can't guard Barnes.
No, it's Barnes.
Defensive possession that time for Dallas. He forced a tough shot by Gibson late clock.
Barnes in the lane, got it. We've had a lot of good defensive possessions early here in the game as the Timberwolves are shooting a dismal. They were. Barnes taking it inside. That was one time he got there that did not finish. At the other end of the floor, Jamal Crawford, good read, finds Gibson under screen, fires a three. Jamal Crawford the rebound. Crawford a few days ago turned 38 years old. Just one.
There are a lot of greats.
Morning.
Oh.
Yeah, Zoe was there.
Nice block.
And Nerlens against Andrew Wiggins. Kleba, Noel, Aaron Harrison, those 5 finished up the first quarter. Doug McDermott, 4-3 and on the money. What would late clock for Tyus Jones. Towns driving at the end of the shot clock and scores.
I really didn't think he would.
To it. 10 minutes left in the first half. Mavs have a 7-point lead right now. 5 after.
He knows it.
Towns a drive. Minnesota looking for something inside since they're 0 for. Crawford got into one of his spots and right.
His, fellow Kentucky teammate,
Boogie?
Anthony Davis.
Oh,
actually.
Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
okay.
They have similar game. I think Yogi's not really good with their backs to the basket.
Right.
They pass it. They fill up a stat sheet.
Bielitsa with a drive. Kleba, who's had 2 games on in the second quarter. Yogi just hit a 3. He gets all the way underneath the basket. He finds Kleba, who passed up a shot to get a better one.
But I just think the problem with this team is still trying to find a consistent defense. This guy can guard. You don't get around him very often.
Plays with energy in terms of picking up in the backcourt a lot.
Absolutely, Marquis. It's a nice pull. Wiggins and Towns the last 2 games. I think both those guys are at 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. BSJ continues
to play basically 6 or 7 guys, but it's been different. Houston's blown so many teams out. Haven't had to do it.
Taj leading Minnesota in scoring in this game. A drive up the baseline by Barnes off the side. Aaron Brooks or Justin Patton or Marcus George Hunt.
Donuts down.
Yeah, maybe we'll get you there sometime.
Always late in the shot clock tonight. I mean,
I know.
We've seen
time and time
7
again.
possessions. Barnes knocking that, and there's a turnover.
Well, the thing that saved Minnesota is going to the free throw line so much.
Yep,
and the Mavs have turned it over a lot. That's their 9th at Crawford's performance that they've displayed in the opening 24 minutes. Working inside is Barnes. He'll go to Dirk. Dirk puts up a 3, and it's on for 9 and has 4 points tonight. He'll drive, he'll spin, he'll shoot a fadeaway from the free throw line. Dallas had a chance of the rebound, but Towns got it back. Crawford, big basket from the corner for Minnesota. A 3.
That was big. And
a steal. And Towns scores at .4.
Wow.
3 of fouls, unfortunately, in the second quarter.
Yeah, a couple of fouls that got past me. It's a good call out of time.
Barnes, meanwhile, now has a team-high 11 points. As a matter of fact, that's a game-high, more than any player.
Watch him.
Looks like he wants to punch somebody.
Yeah. He'll give it away every time.
Turnover, Talent scores. Through the hands of Dirk, loose ball, and Gibson beats him to it. And Gibson's out in the open court. Powell trying to catch him, and Gibson. Fouls in the quarter on the Mavs, 2 fouls in the game on Barnes. Powell and Smith are on the floor with 4. Wiggins driving, Minnesota has their first lead.
Against both 2 guards in this league, tough to keep him from scoring down low.
Smith, he'll take it all the way to the basket. Outside though to Wiggins. Wiggins, the #1 pick in 2014. He'll feed it to Gibson. Post up a spin, and Gibson scores. That they have taken the lead here in the 3rd quarter. It is Yogi all the way on that possession. Finally, he gets inside, and a swing pass from Finney.
Could have passed to Dirk or Mr. Powell there. I think he made the right decision for the short 3 in the corner.
Coming right back, though, is T.
Struggle. We've talked about it, Mark. Yogi on the attack. Good decision by Powell to get it back out.
Jumping high for the rebound is Powell, and then he finds Finney Smith.
Mark here in this 3rd quarter. That's putting pressure on Minnesota. That's a nice find there.
Tyus Jones, corner 3.
And you don't expect him to get a lot of minutes, Mark. As Crawford knocks down a little.
Just knocked down a 3 a moment ago. Inside, Yogi. Powell, offensive rebound, back up, scores.
Effective when he's inside.
Short.
But right down to Barnes, all's well.
Blew an opportunity. If the ball comes in the 2nd row, you catch and fire, baby.
Quick move baseline, Barnes locked inside. And averaged 11 points and 7 rebounds a game. He's not replacing Butler's points,
no,
but he certainly is stepping in and playing well in those minutes. I mean, it's skin, so you never know.
Right.
So I had to be ready for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not buying his skin.
Oh! Crawford's now the leading scorer in the game for Minnesota with 16 points. And he goes one-on-one against Kleba. And that is a Jamal. Kleba now has 3 blocks after that rejection a moment ago against Bielitsa. Now Wiggins, tough drive into the lane, to the corner, and it's a 3.
But it was a great find by Harrison Barnes.
Yep.
Brought all the traffic inside towards him.
Bielitsa, first back minutes into his time out on the floor. Minnesota now has a 10-point lead. Kleba, corner 3 to answer.
Want to look at your coach.
And in pick and roll, they switch Cleveland. That's how much confidence they have in this defense. But get it to a guard and run some clock is what Minnesota's going to try to do right now.
Long 3 for Beal.
Threes, not just threes, but 2 huge threes. They put some distance. 12-point lead. It's nice.
Back to them, and the Clippers have a bunch of home games left to play. 5 of their last 7 will be at home. Yogi.
Nice shot.
Jones and Crawford, the backcourt for the duration of the 4th quarter. For Minnesota, haven't seen Teague in a long time. His Towns, even though it's not an efficient night. 19 points and 20 rebounds now. Smith with a drive, and he must.
Point mark, extremely strong move that time by DSJ.
Quickness off the ground.
13 points, shooting 50% tonight, 6 out of 20. Smith with 10 on the shot clock, beats Cleveland. Cleveland against Wiggins, turnaround shot. We saw that in the. Mavs out rebounding Minnesota by 2 in the game. We're down to just over 2 minutes left. Another drive by Smith, but this time the
not calling the offense, trying to draw contact. That's just a no call for him nowadays.
Big block again by Kleba. Left, the Mavs can trim it down to 4 points or maybe 3. Yogi was out there at the arc. It's a step back long 2, and it's money.
Especially the bottom part of that.
Crawford over Yogi. What a hit by
go-to guy, Mark. This guy's just special.
It's good defense by Yogi, but better offense. Then at the other end, a quick attack. And Yogi, he is on the floor and has it. Up ahead to Nerlens Noel. Now Smith with it. Smith to score in 28 seconds. Mavs have a foul to give if they get in a bad place. Crawford's directing traffic. You can see him make eye contact with Towns. He wanted space to operate, and that's why. Smith across the floor to Yogi. What a catch, and shot, and a 3 with 1.3 to go. 3 of the game. Bielitsa into Jones. Oh, they couldn't get him. And the game is over just